Okay, well, welcome back to the third segment in a series I've been doing about the aura. In the earlier segments, I mentioned that there's a lot I could talk about. It would take a long time and only have 10-minute segments. And I promised that I would just try to teach people what I know about how to kind of study yourself and learn and feel your own aura. A lot of people know something about it. I'm only sharing my own experiences. And possibly that has some information that can help somebody. This drawing I had from the previous segments, and I modified a little bit this time. As you can see here, one of the things I did is I made notes about the energy that kind of goes out from people we transmit in different kind of waves that come out of us, and also energy that comes toward the ground through electrical activity, and there's energy and various kinds of energy that comes out of the earth as well. There's heat energy and sometimes even radioactive energy and things that come out, and moisture as well. Now there's also the same thing happens with plants. Plants are, especially trees, amazing root systems that most trees have. It's just absolutely incredible. We don't see it, but the trees are incredibly bound in and tied into the earth electrically. I mean, we have filaments of energy that connect with us to the earth, but not so much, obviously, like a tree. Now, also, I mentioned around animals that, especially some animals have very powerful little kind of waves that come off them. Now, I keep referring back to polarity and electrical fields. I studied some electronics when I was young, quite a bit of electronics. I had a good aptitude for it. I didn't get a degree in it, but I have a very good understanding of how things work electrically. Now, in the human system, our physical body that we can see is not the only part of us. There's energy fields that come out of us. There's moisture, and there's electric fields, and so on. Now, ancient teaching said that they called something the desire body or the etheric body. There's an etheric body that is basically sort of a powerful electric field, but in the shape of our regular body. In other words, if you could see our body just for a moment and just see the nerve circuits and see the energy that comes off the nerve circuits, that's a part of us. You can call it a separate body, or it's an element of us, but it is embedded in the fabric of who we are. So what I'm saying about the aura is that electrical energy can attract into it garbage and good things, both. What happens is it's part of our system, just like our body flushes out things. We drink things, and it processes it, and then it goes out. Now, the same thing needs to happen with the energy, little thought forms, stuff that circulates around there. Now, a lot of people realize that when you go out into nature and you go out and sit under some really beautiful fir trees and listen to the wind, and just completely let go, you just feel completely cleansed. Well, there's an electrical thing that's happening there, and there's also a part that's letting go. And in pine trees, of course, there's a smell, there's also a resin and so on, and that affects us too. Now, what I'm getting at is that this aura has elements in it just like our body does, taking in energy and getting rid of energy. And when that balance is offset, you have energy fields that are like just stirring up, like whirlwinds or something, just stirring around. Now, these, if we don't practice a meditation, if we don't relax, if we don't learn how to do it, we're going to maintain these things in our system and get out of balance, because our whole system needs to be a nice rhythm, just a beautiful rhythm. And that's how we stay healthy, and that's how we stay focused. But we haven't learned how to do that. Now, the yogis had different traditions, and they would try to explain, well, this is what you do. And there's a lot of really incredible and very fascinating and actually complicated techniques that yogis have used to cleanse their body. Now, you can't overlook the real need, because you can't cleanse your body or your psyche or your auric system unless you let go. There's a desire energy that comes through our nerves and our intention that is like, and it tracks. It grabs on. Just like our body, our hand can grab on, an electric field can grab on. We know that. There's ion, depending on the polarity or the different systems, potentials in our body. It can hang on to debris, chemicals, and also needed things like vitamins and minerals and things that we need. Now, the same is true of our auric system. Our desire energy, our electrical energy, our impulses, uncontrolled reactions, getting our body out of shape, anger, distress of any kind, fear, all of that causes issues naturally in this system, but most people don't think about it. We only think about our physical body. But the actual fact is that this auric system is underlying and interlaced with all the cells of our body. In fact, it's actually more profoundly fundamental to work on that system, because if you get that system moving properly and cleansed and so on, then it will also have an effect on the body. Now, it works both ways, of course, because you make some effort to cleanse the body, and again, the necessity to just let go, to just release tension. Much of what we bring into our system that is not needed is we take it in ourselves. If you overeat, or if you eat the wrong combination of foods, you just have to live with it for a while. The same thing as if you take in a lot of bad energy, and there's thoughts and miscellaneous, and there's fear energy and unprocessed stuff, thought forms, then you're going to create problems in the body. So this is some basic stuff. Now, there's a lot to go into. Now, how do we feel this? Okay, it's not physicalized. Now, some people have the ability. I've met people like that. I've had my own experiences to a degree of seeing fields. I mean, this is like, once you know how to look for it. I mean, there's principles involved in the use and distribution of energy in our personal system. And a lot of people intuitively know that. This is, I'm trying to put it in a way of what I observe. Now, one of the first goals to try to do is to get ourselves into a really, really peaceful rhythm. Just relax. Just start wherever one is in terms of their body, mood, whatever. Just start right there. Stop. And then relax. And then, from there, we can get into some really interesting discussion.